Hi, I'm Lindy Witten. Welcome to my studio. I teach a regular pastel class, and a lot of my students ask me about framing pastels. They've all seen the traditional way of framing them with mounted on some sort of backing with a mat and a little spacer behind the mat so that the dust falls down. And you can see me framing up in this way at this video here. But that requires you to be able to cut a mount and to have to do all that messing around trying to get the dust off the glass and to stop the dust falling on the mat once you have got it mounted. We've all taken them in and out of, if you've framed pastels yourself, you know how many times you take them in and out of the glass before you're satisfied with it. So I wanted to show them how there are different ways to frame paintings, pastel paintings as well, that don't require a mat to be cut. So I'm just going to show you the three different ways I'm showing them, and you can see a small video on each of these methods if you're interested in doing it yourself. So firstly, this one, it's not a new idea. It's done by quite a few pastel artists, but it's new to my students. It's just mounted behind glass with no spacer directly onto the glass with tape around the little package of the backing board, the painting and the glass to keep the moisture out. So framed on the glass, against the glass. And, you know, for example, Elaine Picard has just framed one exactly like that, quite a large commission piece. And if artists of that quality are framing their pastels that way, you can be assured that it is a suitable way to frame a pastel. So here's one without the glass. So it has the look of having a mat around it, but in fact there is no mat. This is one where I've used Spectrafix Final Fixative, a couple of layers of that, and then I've used actually a normal gloss varnish over the top, sprayed that. And it's mounted on some foam core and then stuck to a painted MDF backing board. I'm just going to pop that back over here, and you can see, I mean, it will darken it up, but you can take measures to mitigate that by painting on a very pale paper and by using pastels that are a little bit lighter than your finished painting you want your finished painting to be. The advantage over this one is you get none of the reflections, and truly it's a pastel painting, and I can go like that and have no pastel, no smudging. So you don't need any glass for the final way is this version where it looks like it has a mat around it, but in fact it's just the painting adhered to a matte piece of mat board cut to the size of the frame and then framed against the glass in the same way that this is, so that there's no drop of pastel onto the mat. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about cutting the mat. So you can buy a frame, repurpose a frame, paint your painting to fit however you like in that frame, trim it down, adhere it to the mat board with an appropriate adhesive, and then just treat it. All of them are treated on the back the same. They're framed in the normal way on the back. So there's nothing too complicated there to frame. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, there's a small video on each of them. I hope you found that useful. I'm always looking for ways to make it easier for my students to frame their pastels. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.